Thank you for having me, and I'm really excited about today. This is going to be a lot of fun. The A-team has been very busy with me this week, kind of preparing me. It's very interesting what happens before I go meet with the group. I was up in Duluth last week, and working with a congregation up there called the Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church. Just a wonderful group of people, and if I can get this to stay on. And it was a fabulous time. We did some channeling up there with the A-team, did some music, and a lot of powerful energies. But it's very interesting how they really design the experience for everybody that I talk to with this to be unique for that group. And there's always different energies and feelings and stuff that they want to convey to me before they start talking so that I can kind of set the foundation for it. And last Sunday was really, really powerful and fun. But this Sunday has got a different feel to it, and nonetheless fantastic and amazing. It's just a different energy that's very unique. And so I guess the message I want to get by here is that it's been tailored for you today. So whatever energies or whatever energies that you feel like you would like to have or to experience today, if you open yourself to that, it's a pretty good chance you're going to get it. And one thing that I did last week, and I try to do every time that I'm with folks, is to look at you and with that description and say, look, today, what I'm going to ask you to do is set an intention, what you want to receive from today. And one thing I can suggest, and you can set as many intentions as you want, but one of the things I would suggest is that when you walk out of that door today, why don't you set an intention to be bigger, fuller, lighter than you were when you walked in? How does that sound like a starting point? This doesn't want to stay in my ear. We might have to just duct tape it. I got some duct tape. So does that sound like a good intention to start with? To leave bigger than you came in. So let's just take a breath. There's a few energies in the lower part of the body. Energy does settle, by the way. So there's some stuff from the week here that probably needs to be cleaned out a little bit. So let's just take a breath. When I say breath, I mean take a breath right down into the belly, like, really good solid breath, and just let it out with a big ah. Yeah, take a couple more, and every time you do it, just let out all the stuff from the week out. Just do it again. Borrow from Pizza. He's got a really good one going here. One more. Here we go. Is a very powerful word, by the way. You could meditate all day on just ah. Ah is found in every description and name of God that we know of. Ra, God, Jehovah, pretty much any name of God that you can think of. The vowels ah are located within that name somewhere. So you could actually just sit all day and just go and by the end of the day, you're going to feel pretty good. So I wanted to cover a couple things real quick. I don't have notes here. Ironically, this is my first talk at Lake Harriet, and I know I've got a very dear friend, Michael Foley, who happens to be a resident speaker here, and has been speaking for many, many years, and he's always so well prepared with his talks and that, and I thought I should borrow from his mind, but the A-team just said, look, don't worry about it, we got it covered. So I don't know what's going to happen, so we're going to wing it. But they did say, let's talk about a few things before we start. We did the ahs. One of the things we wanted to chat with you real quick is point of reference. If you notice on the marquee out there, my name is Jim Wachner, and it's actually Michael James. But I was kind of amused when I saw that the other day because it's a good point to look at this space where we're at with all of our realities right now. There's a lot going on, a lot of changes happening on the planet. So many energies are coming in here right now. And we're in the middle of this shift right now. And we keep talking about this shift. The A-team is going to talk a little bit more about it once we get into it. But this shift is really letting go of a lot of stuff that we don't need and we don't want, and we really have come to this agreement a long time. I'm just going to hold this.
Michael, you can use the handheld on the podium too if you want.
Let me do that. Check. There we go. So, we're letting go of all this old stuff that we don't need, and in the process, what's happening is that we're not only letting go of the stuff that we don't want and that we no longer need and that we've said isn't part of who we want to be moving forward, But what's happening in that process is that we're kind of losing all those old reference points. And it's very interesting what happens when you start losing your reference points. You have to actually reestablish new reference points, and if you don't, you're kind of in this place, which is the shift, which is where we're at. So there's this place where we've got all this wonderful new energy coming in that's saying, you asked for this, and because you've asked, you will receive it. And so it's this place where it really requires us to be even that more mindful. And when I saw my name Jim out there today, Michael pointed out to me, I kind of chuckled a little bit, and I said, well, my middle name's James, so I guess if you boil that down, it's Jim. But then I heard on the news the other day, just yesterday, that you probably heard about it, the Roman Catholic Church has this gold medallion that they put out to celebrate the anniversary of Pope Francis' first year in office, or position, whatever you call it, for the Pope. And on this medallion, which they have released thousands of all over the world, Jesus is spelled wrong. It's Lises. So they have to call all these back, to correct the spelling of Jesus on there. So I thought, I'm in pretty good company. I'm doing all right. I can live with that. I can do that. Right on, Lises. So imagine the guy who put that thing together and saying, oh, jeez. What was I thinking? But, it's just this space of reference points that are so important. We really have to be mindful right now. And it's not thinking, well, I have to keep track of every detail in my life. I've got to really, it's not about that. It's more about just, and the A-Team will talk more about this, but it's really more about saying, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be moving forward? The big picture, who do you want to be? And how do you want to be? And the A-Team will talk more about this. And when they first introduced that thought to me, I thought, that's so simple, but it's so beautiful. If you just ask yourself that question every day, if you're in the middle of something that you don't like, it's a little sticky, a little yucky, it's a good time to just take a breath and say, and go, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be here right now? How do I want to be moving forward? Is this it? If this is it, I'm going to choose some new reference points. I'm going to choose some new ground to stand on and move forward with. And if we can do that, amazing things are going to happen. We might even inspire some of our politicians to change their minds about certain things, to sit back and say, who do they want to be? And how do we all want to be as a country? So this is a big question. This is a big thought about moving forward, remembering, realizing that our reference points are really getting all jumbled up right now. There's never been a more important time for us to say, who do we want to be? What do I want to feel? How do I want to affect everybody on this planet? And I'll leave you with this final thought before we can move into some music, that there's actually there's some Russian scientists right now that are doing some very interesting scientific work that actually scientifically proving that our intentions actually affect the world around us. Now, there's still a lot of old school scientists that are debunking a lot of this, but there's a significant amount of real world scientific data out there right now that points to that your intentions, your beliefs about what you set, who do I want to be, how do I want to be, same thing. But the intentions you set affect this planet, affect everything around you. There are a lot of teachers and a lot of studies out there that say our auras, our energy fields, stretch 32 feet out from our bodies. 32 feet. And there's not just one teacher suggesting this. There's a lot of teachers. If you look around and do some research on this, you'll find that there's a number of teachers. And it may vary. Some say 12 feet, some say shorter, some say bigger. But even if it's true, 32 feet. So imagine that your energies, your intentions, who you want to be and how you want to be right now, this instant, right here at Lake Harriet Spiritual Community, today, October 13th at 10:51 a.m., your energies 32 feet out from the center of your heart. Look around and see who's within that sphere. There's pretty much nobody in this room that is not affecting somebody with their intentions and their energies. This room is what, about 60 feet? Something like that, 50 feet maybe? So maybe if you're over there, there might be somebody over here that you're just not quite getting to. But guess what? Your energy is affecting you. Your combined energies are affecting you. Your energies and your energies and your energies are combined, and you're affecting you, and you, and you, and you. So who's not being affected by any one person in this room? It's a pretty amazing thought when you think about it. Change your mind when you walk down the street. Change how you're going to look at people and feel, who do I want to be and how do I want to be? Pretty amazing thought. And now scientists are starting to prove that this is a fact, it's not conjecture. So our reference points are really, really important. It's kind of like, I'll leave you with this story. I've got 2 dogs. We have 2 dogs, a golden retriever and a golden retriever mix. She's part Aussie. She's very smart. The golden is very smart. She's just smart in a different way, which mostly revolves around conning me into giving her treats of some sorts or the other. I do have to tell you this. Today I'm drinking my shake. I do a protein shake every morning. Apples, blueberries, and whatever, bananas in there. It's really good. But the dogs really love the shake. But I'm drinking mine and just pondering the morning here and drinking my shake, sitting at the kitchen table. And Max, he's just there like this, loving me up, just looking at me. I love you so much. I just love you so much. I really, really love you. Look at me. I'm just staring at you. I love you so much. My glass is over here, and then she goes. And I'm like, God, she got me again. I swear. You want a treat? Oh, yeah. And then Toshi, I'll tell you this one. That's it. That got me in dog stories. I can't stop, but I will stop after this one, I promise. So I keep a little doggy blanket in the back of my car. We take our dogs to the dog park twice a day. Yeah, they're spoiled, but we want to give them to run and play with other dogs and that. So twice a day, we haul them off to the dog park, and they run for 30, 45 minutes, whatever. So I usually put a doggy blanket on there because they tend to step in stuff that sometimes isn't so great to have on your seat, you know. The other day, I took it out to air it out, and then the next morning, I went in to take the dogs to the dog park, and Toshi, who's the really smart one, usually gets in the car first, and I opened the door and said, okay, let's go, we're going to the dog park. And she looked into the car, and she looked at the chair, and the seat, and saw the blanket wasn't there, and she just looked at me. You sure you want me to get in there? I looked and say, well, oh, it's a doggy blanket. Yeah, I put the doggy blanket in, jumped right in, just like that. So that's the other thing that's happening, is we're beginning to communicate with everybody that's 2-legged, 4-legged, wings, all that stuff. So our reference points are truly changing in ways that are becoming amazing. Science is going to find in the next few years all kinds of things that just 3 or 4 or 5 years ago we thought were magical. So what else did I need to run through real quick? I think that was pretty much it. So we've done the intention thing. I'm going to do a couple songs. First one is Remember, which seemed appropriate because right now we want to kind of remember where we came from, who we are, who we want to be. That song wrote earlier in the year, and it was really about me pondering God, and not just kind of thinking of it in the way that we've always thought about him, but I mean, I really wanted to think about God, like sit down and across the table and, you know, pour a cup of tea and sit down and chat with him and say, geez, you know, so why did you create the universe? And where were you when you created the universe? And what were you thinking when you created this universe? I mean, it's a mind-boggling thought, and it's actually a beautiful thought if you think about it. But so that thought just kind of went off, and as I often do, I go to sleep and say, give me a song, please. So, and I got Remember. So we're going to have the Rev 4 get up and do that. And then we're going to do one, if you guys like, I'd like to have today be interactive. So I've got a number of songs that are kind of sing-along in a way. So the first one really isn't so much Remember, is going to be a kind of a quickie, but it's a very reverent song, and I hope you get the energies from that. But the next one is called Hey, and that's just it, just Hey. And if you feel like it, I'd love to have you sing with us, and you can even raise your arms, because we go, the chorus is just Hey, you'll pick it up. It's super, super simple. But I'm going to ask the Rev 4 to come up, and please give them a big hand. So. Wachner, James Wachner, These guys bring so much to the table by coming here and singing. They just really open their hearts and just give you of their love and their vibrations. So I feel very blessed to have them with us today. So here is Remember. Before the grand beginning, I wonder where you were. What was it you were feeling that made you want to start it all? In an instant, a billion stars were born, and somehow I was too, forgetting where I started from, but I won't stop trying to remember. How could I ever try to know your mind? But in my dreams I felt you through the veil lines, across an ocean of space and time. The echoes of your love, like ripples on a pool of glass, but I won't stop trying to remember. So this one just goes, hey, hey. That's the chorus, there you go. And if you want to go like this, oh yeah, let's get really interactive with it. We're driving down a country road today, but my mind was somewhere else. See the blur of all the cars passing by, see the road reach up to meet the sky. Where am I going? Where have I been? All I have is questions. Will I lift up my heart, raise my hands high and say, yeah. Lord, I pray now. Hey, yeah, hey, hey. Sing it out loud. Hey, when all I have is questions, Lord, I raise my hand and say, hey, 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 hey. Sometimes when I listen to the news, it makes me wonder who we are. Who's standing in the higher mind? Who's reaching for the stars? Where are we going? Oh Lord, where have we been? Oh yeah. When all I have is questions, will I lift up my heart, raise my hands high and say, yeah, Lord, I pray now. Hey, hey, well, I sing it out loud. Hey, when all I have is questions, I lift up my heart and say, hey, 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 hey. Sometimes I wonder where this journey will take us, but who could I ask? Oh Lord, who could possibly know? So I keep trusting in the power in the universe that binds us, and the love that keeps us connected through any barrier we could imagine, 'cause that's the power of love. So let's lift up our hearts, raise our hands high, and say, Lord, I pray now. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Sing it out loud now. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Thank you.
Good morning. We're going to take a few moments to shift our focus to a more internal focus. We'll take a couple minutes to meditate, and then while Michael is opening up to receive the A-team, so after the meditation, which will be brief, then the A-team will be speaking through Michael. So if you would like to close your eyes, whatever you like to do for meditation, it's really about shifting your focus to an internal point of reference. And perhaps it would feel good to take a nice deep breath and let go. And just feel your body relaxing even more. So any expression on your face softens. And the shoulders drop even more. You just feel that breath, however it's breathing in this body, in this now moment. Feeling the breath in and feeling the breath out. Simple, powerful. Breath in. At your own pace, breath out. And as you focus on breath, the mind becomes quieter. It's focusing on this one thing in this one moment, this breath. And just letting that attention come into the heart center. That beautiful, vast center of love.
We are so very pleased to join you this morning. Some of you may have seen us the last time we appeared here with this one. It was his first time at Lake Harriet. We were running a great deal of energy through him, and Mr. Gary had the most interesting time trying to track him on the camera because he was meandering so much. So we will tell you that we will attempt to do better. However, we do want to have a disclaimer here that part of why we're here today is not to share words with you exclusively, but also energies. Even now, as we tune in to each of you, beautiful, blessed souls that you are, the space and the energy that you bring, the joy that you bring, the certainty that you bring, we do like to meander amongst your energies, because the mixture and the collaboration becomes a wonderful thing. And there are shifts to be made here today. You have set an intention to be more when you walk out the door than what you were when you walked into the door, when you walked into the door. And this will happen today. We have a little precious time to spend with you, but there are a few things that we would like to share with you. Note the silence and the space and the expectations. We will talk a little bit about channeling today because there are various opinions and aspects of channeling that are often viewed from different angles in your world today, yet more and more of your very important teachers are doing this and sharing. And we would suggest to you that channeling is nothing more than just asking and receiving. Channel is nothing more than you requesting to tune into a higher frequency and being willing to hear it. And what is channeling? Well, we tell you that it could be anything. This one decides to do music, and now he decides he likes to share our energies and our lights because we have much to say, if you are willing to listen and if you are willing to hear it. And if we can add to the light of you, this is our most gracious purpose here. And if we can do so, then we are happy. But the truth is, all of you channel in some way or the other, And all of you will be channeling more of who you are to make the world a better place as the days and the months and the years unfold in front of us. So you have asked here today to be more when you leave than what you were when you came in. And we tell you that because you have made this intention, it is so. And that we will offer a few tools today to help shift a few energies to make this a more viable experience for you. So, this one has told us that we have a timetable to keep. We were with the group last Sunday, and we were having such a good time that we asked them if we could go over, and indeed we did. Today we're going to try to mind the clock a little bit better. With us, we simply have a message. We simply have a certain process of energy transformation that we would like to see in each and every one of you before we conclude our time with you. And sometimes this doesn't abide by the clock. Nevertheless, we will share a few things with you today to assist you, lighten your feathers, allow you to soar a little bit higher into the clouds and into the sky, into the blue. Allow you to begin to channel more of who you truly are, whether that's music, whether that's art. Maybe you channel working with children. Maybe you channel incredible business instincts to build a business that enriches the lives and nurtures the lives of those around you. Whether you're a yoga teacher or an amazing physical trainer to help people's bodies improve the strength and the persistence of physical demands that are placed upon you so very often so that their spiritual light can shine even brighter. So this aspect of channeling can look so different in so many ways, and we hope that you will embrace the possibility that all channeling really is asking to tune into a higher frequency and being willing to receive that which comes from that which you have asked for. Where we tell you that what you have been is not what you are. What you are this instant when you walked in this morning is not what you are. Even what you will be tomorrow is not what you are, and yet what you are is always what you have always been. These old places of what you have not been are things that you've accumulated along the way and are now falling away. No longer necessary. Just holding you back. And you recognize this, and now it's time to say, I release you. Thank you for the times. Thank you for the memories. And who do you want to be? And how do you want to be? These things play into the big picture in ways that they never could have before. And there are so many of us on this side who work with you in ways that you do not even know. This one has told you about the auras and their reach out into those that reach around you. And indeed, no matter what your science says, this is indeed true. You affect so much more than you have any knowledge of. So conscious intention, so much more important than it ever has been. So we would ask that you take a breath with us now, all the way down into the bottom of your tummy. We're going to try to do just a little bit of work with you. Now, if you tune in, what we would like to tell you is that channeling all those mechanical pieces are just driving away with all that stuff that no longer is part of you. Everything happens. It drove in and it drove out, and it took so much with it. So we're going to do a little bit of a meditation here. What we'd like to try to achieve in just a few minutes that we have is to do a meditation of you, with you, that gives you this sense of your physicalness, your spiritual being, who you are, into the I Am presence. We would like to pass on a quick meditation tool that you can use moving forward if you so desire. And if anything that we say does not fit anything that you would like to do in your life moving forward, please feel free to receive it for what it is and let it go. So, with that, if you would close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath into the very bottom of your stomach, all the way down, and let it out. And one more time, if you feel the is always an excellent release mechanism. You feel thoughts that are busyness, thoughts of the babbler, thoughts that might get in your way, to just get to a space of being and allowing. Just take one more breath, let them out with an So we would have you imagine yourself. We spoke of this aura, this energy that surrounds you. We would ask you that you imagine an energy egg. This particular energy space around you will be approximately the length of your arms, reached out to the sides and as high above as you can reach, and about an arm's length below your feet. As you imagine this space, now we ask you to imagine that this space is filled with the light of you, mixed with the light of the Creator. This light is an absolute pure light. Oftentimes, this light may be seen as a very pure white light. However, depending on what it is that you have in your energy space and that which you are wanting to clear, the color may be different. So allow whatever comes to you to be, as it all will be perfect. Now that you've got this space, imagine and see two hoops. These hoops are like what you would call your hula hoops, but they are shaped like an egg, one perpendicular to the side and one that runs 90 degrees to it from the front to the back. These hoops are filled with absolute pure light of the Creator. And we would ask that you give the command to these hoops now to spin in opposite directions. They will spin at the speed that's appropriate for you and whatever it is that you need to have accomplished. These hoops are very important. So you have the hoops spinning, you have yourself inside your energy egg, filled with the light of the Creator, mingled together. Now we would ask that you look and see if there are any areas that might be darker, or perhaps if you see any energy strings at all, long, thin strings that may be reaching from outside the egg into you and touching your spiritual essence. It could be anywhere on your spiritual body within the energy egg, whatever you envision, allow it to be. There is no right or wrong, no wrong way to do this. These strings, we tell you now, are old habit energies, old pieces, old reference points, which no longer serve you. And as these hoops spin, see these hoops dissolving these connections that fade back, in many of your cases, thousands of lifetimes. See these hoops dissolve these connections. Once dissolved, you may give the command for the residue inside your energy egg to be dissolved and expelled from your space. And as you do, focus on I am. I am. Feel the I am energy pouring in. This energy may come from above and may come from Mother Gaia. As you focus on the I am presence, I am. Allow the inner space of this energy egg to be completely cleared of anything that you no longer wish. See this beautiful light filled with the energy of the Creator. Clearing. Lifting you up. Making you feel lighter. I am. So you focus on the I am. And now we shift this into a brand new aspect of you that we would like for you to experience, that we believe will lift you up, put you in a touch with a you that perhaps you have not met before. Now that you are in this space, this energy egg of your own creation, of your own energy, cleared out with the energy of the Creator and the I am presence, instead of viewing this as a third person or from the outside or seeing the egg, we would prefer that you now remove your consciousness into the very center of this space to become one with the energy of the Creator. And now the I am presence, we ask that you imagine that you are the Creator, that you are the I am presence. You are the I am presence that fills the planet, the universe, the heavens. We ask that you continue to breathe during this process. If you start to hold your breath, you will find this a difficult task. So continue to breathe into the bottom of your stomach. Some time ago, your scientists decided to look at a space out near the Big Dipper that was completely black, empty. The space was so far distant from our Milky Way galaxy that even trying to view it with a Hubble telescope was like trying to look at a grain of sand held out at arm's length. Your scientists went through a great many requests to reserve time for this Hubble telescope for 10 days to look at this space filled with emptiness. So over the period of 10 days, they gathered the light. Whatever was out there, they gathered it onto the photoplates of the Hubble telescope. And when they finally completed the picture, they found thousands of galaxies located in this supposedly empty space. Approximately 3,000 galaxies. About 8 years ago, these scientists decided to do it again with newer technology. Looked at the same space for another 10 days. And this time, they found more than 10,000 galaxies in this single pinpoint of space, which up till now we thought was completely empty. You ask, why do we tell you about this finding, this science? Well, for one, the very aspect of sharing this with you has expanded your consciousness. You now have 30,000 galaxies in your world that you didn't know about before. But we tell you this for one reason and one reason only, specifically for this purpose right now today, is that if you take that same focus of consciousness, expanding out into space, billions and billions of light years away, and turn that focus into your I am presence right now, we tell you that you are as vast as that space on the other end of the Hubble telescope. Your body contains billions of cells. Some say that each cell has its own consciousness. You have billions and billions of cells in just one organ of your body. If you drill down into the molecular aspect of these, you find subatomic particles, billions upon billions upon billions, spaces between these which we believe to be empty, but now they are finding new things with your sciences, strings, aspects of energy that no one knew existed even 10 years ago. So we tell you that you are amazing and vast. So we ask you to now share this I am, and even say the words out loud as you merge with the Creator. You are the I am presence for your wonderful, amazing physical existence. I am. I am. Your intentions matter. Your intentions create miracles everywhere. So as we would love to spend more time with you around this very aspect, for there is much that we have not discussed around this. If it so pleases you and serves your good, better good and your higher good, this is a tool that you can use over and over and over. Find your energy space. Spin your hoops. Ask who it is that you want to be and how it is that you want to be. If you find energy inside your energy space that no longer serves you, that it no longer is a part of who it is that you want to be, that no longer is how you want to be, take a moment to look. For your spirit will show it to you. You may see the strings. Your mind may tell you that it's your imagination. We tell you, say thanks for the input. And that, my dear friends, will clear your space simply by spinning the hoops, setting an intention, and moving forward. Now, as we come to a conclusion for this meditation, we'll ask that you simply take a couple breaths. Allow yourself to feel this I am presence in the way that perhaps you have not felt before. We tell you that we admire you so much. We share so much gratitude for what you do every day. We honor you. And with our love, we say blessings. What are you waiting for? It's all here right now. What are you waiting for? You don't need to know how. Life is here right now. So what are you longing for? It's all here right now. What are you hoping for? You don't need to know how. Life is here right now. Ooh, ooh, ooh. When you're looking for advice, maybe feeling far from home, wondering where is your paradise, but you are more than you could ever know. Life is here right now. Oh. So what are you waiting for? Life is here right now. What are you longing for? You don't need to know how. 'Cause life is here right now. Life is here right now. Ooh, ooh, life is here. Life is here right now. Ooh, life is here right now. Life is here. Life is here right now. Life is here right now. Life is here right now. Another one, if you want to sing along, you'd love this one. Actually, intentionally tunes up the heart and the heart chakra. So. You're a beautiful soul, it's such an easy thing to see. You were sent from the heavens above.
You glimmer like a diamond from a lost treasure found. You're a beacon of light. You're a vessel of love. Ah-oh, 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 ah-oh. Let's sing it again. Ah-oh, 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 ah-oh. Timeless, eternal, you carry a spark
From the very first fire.
across dimensions. They celebrate you with the joyful sound of an angel's choir. Ah-oh, 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 oh, ah-oh, 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 ah-oh. I am part of this great plan. That's who I am. Every time I sing, oh, I remind myself I'm bigger than what I seem. So I call on my soul, my rock of Gibraltar, for this is the ground upon which I stand. I am part of this great plan, that's who I am. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, oh. Ah-oh, 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 ah-oh. Go forth today and be bigger than you are. Ah-oh, 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 ah-oh. Oh, 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 As you go forth today, be bigger, be brighter. That's who you are. Ah-oh.
Ah-oh.